Hey, thanks for tuning in for football predictions and wine pairings with me, Francis. Now, tonight's game should be a pretty good game for even casual viewers, as we're going to see the 49ers travel to Los Angeles to play the Rams. Now, the Rams are an 8.5-point favorite coming into this game, and I have to say that the Rams are 3-1, and the 49ers are also 3-1. They are actually tied with Seattle for a three-way tie for first place in the NFC West. And honestly, the 49ers have probably two extra wins that I don't think that they deserve. All right. They managed to win just by the skin of their teeth, and they have looked sloppy. I recognize that when it's time to look at wins, nobody cares how many points you won by, and it doesn't matter if you look sloppy or not. All that matters was that you got to win. But the reality is that kind of a sloppy play and that kind of low scoring means that a better team can come in and take advantage. So tonight, even though the Rams are an advantage, I am going to take the 49ers. And the reason for that is this. Historically, the 49ers have always lost before playing the Rams. And what happens is they come back and beat the snot out of the Rams. Now, I don't think they're going to put up a ton of points on the Rams tonight, but I do think that they're going to manage to just skate by and get a win. Even though their quarterback, Brock Purdy, will not be playing because he played in last week's loss to the Jaguars, and then the team realized that he is still hurt. He still has a problem with his toe. So they're going to start Mac Jones, who looks decent, like as good as you could expect a backup to look. Actually, maybe a little bit better, but we shall see. Now, on the case of the Rams will be starting their old, but still good quarterback, Matt Stafford, who has been throwing at a 67% completion rate. Now, he is also going to be throwing to Puka Nacua, who is the number one receiver for yards after the catch in the league right now. Also, the Rams are in a three-way tie with with the Lions and the Steelers for second place on most sacks this season. They have 14. The Broncos are the number one team in sacks with 15. And I think that this defense has gotten a lot better, and so they are probably going to be coming for Mac Jones tonight. Even with that said, I just think the 49ers are going to be able to skirt this one out. So that should be fun. And probably the people I know will be excited that I actually choose the 49ers. I generally do not. Okay, let's talk about the wine. As you know, we're still celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and I'm trying to get wines from Latin American countries or made by Latin American people of Latin American descent. And so I went to a new wine shop yesterday, and it was called Oakland Yard in Oakland, California. I want to shout them out because the guy Pablo who helped me was so helpful, and I just really had a great time when I was there. And he pointed me in the direction of a type of wine that we have not yet had on this show, and from a place that I've never had wine from. And so today's wine, we are having Torrontés, which is a type of a white grape, as you can see. And it is from a place in Argentina called Salta. Now, the thing about Salta is a mountain region, with it being between 5,500 and 9,800 feet above sea level, depending on which winery you're at. And this is Eckhart's Cafayate, which is the region in Salta. Torrontés from 2023. Now, the one thing about Torrontés, and I hope that you can see it, that there's enough in there. This is like a beautiful, kind of a very pale gold color. On the edge, you'll see right here that it is clear and a little bit green. Now, this wine is extremely aromatic. When I say that, I mean that there are a ton of scents in this wine, right? Because some wines you open them, like champagne or Prosecco, are a perfect example of a wine that's not aromatic. When you open it, you don't really smell a lot. But this wine has got a lot to give. So right on the nose, I'm getting lime. I'm getting a little bit of salt. I'm also getting petrol, which, yes, petrol like gas, which is not always a scent that you like to smell in life, but it is not a bad smell when you're having wine. It took me a long time to realize that, because for the longest I was like, I don't think so. And it also has a little bit of white flower and yellow peach. Very faint on the peach. On the tongue, immediately I'm being hit with tangerine, a little lime zest. It is a little bit salty. There's that peach that I was smelling earlier. I can really kind of just taste it. It's more like the peach skin than actually the peach, and it has a short finish. Overall, I thought this one was very enjoyable. I would highly recommend it. I only spent $14 on it. I'm going to be pairing mine with Yukon Gold mashed potatoes and a pork chop. And I just think it's going to go great tonight. So let's recap it. Go ahead and take the 49ers in a little bit of an upset since they are 8.5-point dogs. And if you can, go ahead and try to get your hands on this Eckhart's Cafayate Torrontés 2003 from Salta, Argentina. Cheers.